Welcome back to your man in the shed, and hello there, and it's time for my review of the WWE Elimination Chamber. Just watched it. Everyone else does their reviews on the Monday. That's when they're released. So I like to give them a 24-hour head start. So I like to do mine on a Tuesday, mainly because I'm not going to stay up till 4 in the morning to watch the wrestling. I love my wrestling, but I've got things I need to do. Things I want to do, like sleep. So I'll wait till the next day. Everyone else do that, like I say. So what do we think? Personally, yeah, decent enough show. So it started with your WWE SmackDown Championship for the Universal title. It was a decent match, It was pretty much, what you'd expect. Although, to be fair, I thought there might have been KO going in against Roman. And, it wasn't. So that was good. Means it wasn't going to be too predictable. As a match, it started well. I like the whole conspiracy thing that Sammy is doing. I did find it funny when someone bashed on the glass and it sort of scared him before the match had even started. And it was a good back and forth. Cesaro looked strong, Daniel Bryan looked strong, and they went at it, and it was a good match. I was surprised in the end to see Daniel Bryan winning. Very pleased with that. He then went on to face Roman Reigns straight after because that's what Roman had decided he was going to do. And yeah, that was exciting. So after taking a pummeling for 35 minutes, Roman comes out, all conquering, looking big and strong, steps into the ring, runs at Daniel as if to spear him, but Daniel turns it into the yes lock. And for about a second, people thought, oh no, Roman's going to lose. This is going to be amazing. We're going to get Daniel Bryan as the new Universal title or champion for the first time. But of course, Roman being Roman, he powered out of that, beat the kajibas out of Daniel and retained his title. Who knew? So that was an enjoyable match. We then had the US title. Now this one was a great match. I personally will be quite happy to see John Morrison go against Riddle as a one-on-one match because the bits that they did together were awesome. I did like the fact that Johnny Boy turned on Riddle. Can't we just call him Matt Riddle again though? Why has he got to be called Riddle? And can he lose his goofiness now and actually become, a legit? When he was in NXT, he was supposed to be this mixed martial artist, and now he's some goofball on Raw. This is where Raw can learn from SmackDown in making sure that they are, legit. Also taking on the Almighty and Bobby Lashley. He is one hell of a specimen. He underneath, obviously, my blue today. Underneath this, I've also got a physique like that. I just don't like to show it off. I sort of hide mine under a bit of meat. But hey, as I was saying, yeah, he totally dominated and looked powerful. Did enjoy the ending. When he got John Morrison in his full Nelson or his Lashley lock or whatever it is the WWE want to call the full Nelson. Riddle comes in with MVP's crotch, smacks him around the back, smacks him again, and then he does some strange looking maneuver and wins and becomes your new US champion. So that's good. We've got a title change already. So one kept and one lost. Then it was the WWE Women's Tag Team. Why have they even got a tag team title of the women? Because they don't actually have any tag teams. The women have never had really any tag teams. So what is the point? But, it was okay. It was definitely the weakest match on the card, which people really didn't care too much about. So Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, let's be 100% here. it's going to be the match at WrestleMania. But let me just go back. Sorry. So Roman Reigns has retained his title. Forgot to mention, in this, Edge comes out and spears him. Okay? And then that's the match at WrestleMania. The match which I predicted yesterday before I watched it, even though you probably knew if you'd watched it live, but hey, there we go. Doesn't matter. Anyway, also before this match, I think it was before this match, for some reason, MVP was talking to The Miz, like you do. But not a single commentator on Raw or SmackDown mentioned this. Hey, what could be going on there? Who knows? Anyway, so back to the women's match. Not that it's really worth talking about too much. It was pretty much a 5-minute doll fest where at the end, Reginald, the sommelier of Carmella. Yep, why do we have sommeliers in the WWE? Who knows? Anyway, he comes out and distracts Sasha, gives her a champagne bottle. Referee sees that, takes it off him, and then she gets squashed by Nia Jax, who's about 4 times the size of her, so she sits on her. There ain't going to be too much left. Anyway, then we have got your next Elimination Chamber. So in this one, Sheamus had won some sort of match on Monday Night Raw on the Monday before, so he was going to be the last man coming out. And again, this is a good match. You know, you're starting with Jeff Hardy, and you're looking at my eyes and you're thinking he can't remember who the other competitor was. It'll come back to me. Anyway, it starts off pretty well. Randy Orton was the one, I think, and he got eliminated pretty early, and I was expecting to have a few RKOs from out of nowhere, but that didn't happen. Anyway, then you get a few more come in. So you got Kofi in there, and you've got Drew then come in there, and you know, it's a pretty decent match, and we're all really waiting for Sheamus to come out of his pod, who we know is the last one. Then him and Drew have a bit of a Barney in the ring. And it comes down to Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and AJ Styles. Of course it does. AJ Styles then does his phenomenal forearm and knocks Sheamus out, who, by the way, was looking hot and looking like the one who was going to be going and taking the title, which he obviously doesn't because he's then eliminated. Then you end up with him against Drew. He then goes again for another phenomenal forearm, and then Drew does his Claymore kick and pins him. So that's it. That was the Elimination Chamber then. But oh, hang on, Andy. We ain't quite finished yet. Then the almighty Bobby Lashley comes out after the Elimination Chamber has been removed, and he kicks the shit out of your boy Drew McIntyre. And then, who knew? The Miz, Mr. Money in the Bank, comes down. He does a DDT. He's going to win. 1, 2, and a kick out. So what we're going to have here then? We are going to have the skull crushing finale. Easy for me to say. And we have a new WWE champion. The most must-see WWE champion of all time. Your boy, The Miz. Oh yeah, The Miz is your new champion. The Miz is an awesome WWE champion. I remember his first run. It was great. He highlighted WrestleMania 27. Possibly one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, but that doesn't matter. It was better than 33. And he was your champ. He beat John Cena and he retained the title. We won't mention the rest of his title reign because it wasn't quite as good as that, even though, let's be fair, he won it because the Rock bottomed Cena, but that doesn't matter. It was enjoyable. Great pay-per-view. Big thumbs up for it only being 2.5 hours, and we could continue with that sort of length even when crowds are back, because you've got 3 hours of Raw, you've got 2 hours of SmackDown, you've got 2 hours of NXT, and you've got 2 hours of AEW. You really don't need a 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 hour pay-per-view to go on top of that, because you can't watch that much wrestling unless that's all you want to do with your life. Personally, I do enjoy the wrestling, but I got a bit more to my life to do than that. Anyway, that's my review. Kept it short. Hope you enjoyed it. Can see the sunshine coming in the door. Do you like the other view of the shed? If you enjoyed this video and you watch it to the end, do give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment if you've got any. If anything you enjoyed about it, which I haven't mentioned, then, you know, do give us a comment. I enjoyed it. Hope you did. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Next time it's going to be Fastlane, people. It's not exactly the best pay-per-view of all time in the history of pay-per-views, is it? But we'll see what happens. Anyway, see ya, pals.